Here at the 2012 Republican Convention with Taylor Hicks, former American Idol winner. Taylor, I always mix up the seasons. What season were you the winner?
5.
Season
I think.
You don't even know.
I'm just joking.
Good to see you, sir. Why are you here at the convention?
I'm performing tonight. I've opened up for James Brown a couple of times, but I never thought that I'd open up for Mitt Romney.
Yeah. How does that feel?
Wonderful. Yeah. To be a part of history is important for me, and when you get a call like this, it's pretty amazing.
So are you opening for him because you're a fan of his, a supporter of his, or because of the opportunity and the stage you're given?
I think all of the above. I think the Romney-Ryan ticket is a important ticket, and I think for our political process, and especially the voter turnout from last election, and to carry this election, just need to vote. That's what we need to do.
You know, I know you have a big, getting out the vote is a very important thing to, Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter, just to get out the vote. And when we waste that opportunity that we are given, that so many people around the world fight and die for, it's kind of a shame when people don't go out and take advantage of their right to vote in this country. It
is, and I think voting is what makes this democracy tick. Yeah. And I think we have to make sure that those are the issues that we tackle. But if it wasn't for voters, then I think these issues would be null and void. Yeah. And I mean, I think the basis of our democracy is the vote, the one vote that you have, and I think that's ultimately what we have to get back to.
Can I ask you a question just about musicians in general? I interviewed the Oak Ridge Boys the other day, and we see this phenomenon where Dee Snider from Twisted Sister, the Silver Sun Pickups, we know Tom Petty in the past, have objected to the use of their music in political campaigns and rallies. And I asked the Oak Ridge Boys, if President Obama wanted to use your music in one of his rallies, would you object? And they said absolutely not, even though they don't agree with him at all. Do artists... do they risk offending about half the population by saying, we don't want you to play our music and we don't approve of your message, and why should artists why should artists censor that like that?
Well, I mean, it's such a you're not a politician, you're a musician, and I think ultimately your music is you let people have their own opinions about your music, and just because you have a stance from a personal level, from an artistic level, I think it's a completely different thing.
Yeah. The Creative Coalition is around, they're here too, and they're talking about the importance of arts education and music education. Do you believe in that as well, and do you believe in that we need more music education in our schools?
I do, and I believe that American Idol and some of these talent programs like American Idol and some of the spin-off programs from that basically are the substitute to a certain degree for the liberal arts programs in the country. And that's really bothers me to say that. Yeah. But I do think that's what I think the Idol thing is very important in some of the shows like that, is that the liberal arts programs are suffering maybe more than any other curriculum in the country. And I think that's important, just as important as getting the vote out to a certain degree.
I got to ask you, since you're on NRA News, are you a gun guy? Are you a Second Amendment supporter? How do you feel about the right to keep and bear arms?
Well, I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. I'll just put it that way. How about that?
Fair enough. Taylor Hicks, nice to meet you, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it.
See ya.